was so juicy. We're gonna squint and we're gonna tilt. Everything's fine. Oh, it's so nice. Good morrow, good people. Welcome back, welcome back. This week, guys, we're doing a hobby vlog. So this week I want to do some baking, obviously Bible studies, maybe some reading. I don't know, debating. We read last week. What else? I'm trying to figure out when we can go on a hike because I desperately want to go on a hike in this video. We'll be doing some watercolor painting because I got a book that'll show me how to use watercolors, because I got watercolors a couple of years ago and I didn't realize that watercolors are actually kind of hard. So I got a book and I think that'll be fun to follow the book. Maybe some coloring, maybe a little bit of video gaming, maybe video gaming, maybe. But yeah, right now I'm sitting on the floor and I'm about to do a Bible study, actually. Alright guys, I know last week I was telling you guys about Genesis 20 and 24, I think. I'm currently at Genesis 31. Y'all, who knew the Bible was so juicy? Like, who knew the plot was really like shocking, because I didn't. Talking about last night, I was reading 29 and 30 and I'm sitting here like, what? I'm like in shock. But people have been people since the beginning. People have been people since the beginning. Because last night I read really late. It was like almost basically 3 in the morning when I read, and I was just kind of tired, so I didn't like do deep dive of 29 and 30. I really just went in and like did my first wave, just reading and like underlining what stood out to me, and like jotting down little side notes and stuff, or like little questions that immediately came to mind. But today I think I'm just gonna go into 29 and 30 and just finish my deep dive. Yeah, I'm gonna do this deep dive, do all this stuff, then I'm going, and then maybe later tonight we'll go ahead and jump into 31, possibly 32. So I'm gonna do this, and I want to meet you guys in the kitchen, and we're gonna make some bread. And I'm very excited to have freshly made bread. Have you guys smelled freshly made bread? Have you smelled bread like as it's baking and like when you first open it? If you haven't, you should. We have our bowl, and so in our bowl we need 1.5 cups of warm water. I need 1/2 tablespoon of dry active yeast, and I need 2 tablespoons of sugar. And then once we do that, mix that together, we're gonna have to let that sit for 10 minutes to activate the yeast. This big. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and add my water in there. And it was warm water, so I measured it out, warmed up in the microwave for 1 minute. It's a little hot. Might want to let that cool down, actually. Yeah, I put my water in there for 1 minute. I think the water is a little bit more hot than it is warm, so I think I'm going to let that cool for a second. Yeah, because I don't want to kill my yeast. Making bread is a whole science project. It's so much fun. Okay, we're back. The water has cooled down a little bit. It's not hot to the touch anymore. You typically want your water to be around 120, 130 degrees. I don't have a thermometer. The water feels warm. So I have my 1 tablespoon of yeast. And we're just gonna put that in there with the water. And then we need 2 tablespoons of sugar. Yeah, so what we're doing in this step is that we're activating our yeast. We're making it come alive. We're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes. And in the 10 minutes, the water's gonna start to like bubble and fizz a little bit. Okay, so we have our water. It is foamed up. So now I think we need to go in and add our flour, our salt, I believe. Yep. So I'm gonna go and add salt. We're going in with 1 teaspoon of salt. Okay. Our salt. Now let's go and add our flour. And we're adding in 4 cups of flour. But what's new? So after we've added the salt and the flour, using my mom's recipe, she would put it on the electric mixer and let it mix for 5 minutes. I don't have an electric mixer. I have my hands. So I'm going to use the spatula first to go in and to get it like a solid form, and then we'll go and finish it kneading it the rest of the way with my hands. So as I'm mixing this up, this dough is very crumbly, which is telling me that the dough is too dry. So I'm going to warm up a little bit more of water and add some moisture back into my dough. Okay guys, I reconsulted the video and my mother's recipes. At this point, we're supposed to add 2 tablespoons, capital T, of the vegetable oil. Okay, so I am going to go in and add a little bit more water. Just a little bit more flour in there, and then we're gonna cover this and let this rise for an hour. And now that we have our dough ball, I'm going to add in just a little bit of oil on top of our dough and around the rim of our bowl. Yeah, so I put it in the microwave and put on my surface light because it always makes my microwave hot. So I'll see you guys in an hour. I'm starting this process quite late, so our bread is gonna not be ready for like 3 hours. But I just lied. I'm not about to see you guys in an hour. We're actually gonna do something else while the bread is rising. We're gonna get into those watercolors I was telling you guys about. supposed to be making. And you know, maybe if you like squint and you tilt your head to the side, maybe those two things can be the same. This is the one I finished. I didn't finish this one. Like, so let's say we're gonna tilt, we're gonna squint, and we're gonna tilt. Yeah, that looks mostly the same, right? Right? I'm gonna try a different flower. I think I'm gonna try this one next, because I always try to do flowers like this. They'll never turn out right.
At that point, we deal with the devil. Colossians 2:15. Then Jesus disarmed, made a bold display of, triumphed over in the cross. Hebrews 2:14 brought.
The sun is set, but it's really not that long ago since I just showed you guys from the last clip. So I showed you guys this is what it was supposed to look like. Now I think I did a good one on this one, minus the leaves. Don't look at the leaves, but look at that. I think I did a good work right there. Like, my proportions are a little off, but I think the technique is there. I do think so myself. The timer for the bread went off, so let's go and get our bread. Okay, this is what our bread is looking like. Honestly, guys, like I said, I don't think that it was that smooth. And I think I could have kneaded it a little bit more. I don't think it doubled that, like it doubled in size, but it didn't get that much bigger. It's actually crackling right now. You guys can hear it, but it's crackling. Okay, so we're gonna, hold on, let me check the instructions. Okay, yeah, so this is in here. I'm gonna get some flour. I'm going to oil our pan, our baking pan, and flour the surface. Guys, I don't think this bread came out the right way, because my dough is not floppy and it's quite dense. I don't think I kneaded it enough, honestly. I just really think that's what it is. But yeah, we're gonna let this rise. We're gonna let this rise again for 45 minutes to an hour, and then we're going to bake it at, I think, 425 for 30 to 45 minutes. Alright guys, we're at this angle so that you guys can see me cut the bread. This is what the bread came out looking like. I didn't tuck my ends, so you see my little roll. Bread is still warm, but it's not too hot. I'm gonna cut it now. I'm very concerned for this, but let's cut it. So what I've discovered is that it's done enough, but it's not fully done. And then you see like the lack of air bubbles in there. It's too dense, which I thought it was going to be too dense anyways. But the crust on the outside is very crispy, but it's soft inside. But I do think that this bread is going to be good in either way it goes. So I don't know what I want to do. I don't know if I want to put it back in the oven for a couple minutes, or if I just want to leave it alone. I think I'm just going to put it back in the oven because I just turned the oven off anyways. So I'll just let it sit in there while, because it's not doughy. Like, it's still rising-ish. But I think it could be a little bit more cooked. Okay, so I'm going to taste the bread now. It's been in there for like 15 more minutes. And it does look less doughy. Still very dense though. Very dense. People make bread, like cutting bread, look so easy. It's really not. It's really not easy. I have my slice of bread. Okay, we're gonna taste it. I'm nervous. I was saying, it doesn't taste as good as my mom's, being that it's dense. But I think it's a good start. So now that we have our baseline, I think that, mother, I know you're watching this, I think that this is your call to get me a stand mixer. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow to finish out, not even finish, but to continue in our hobbies. I think tomorrow we'll be making a tea blend and something else. I don't know. Guys, here's the tea. It's the next day. I haven't really had a great day. My head's been hurting all day. I've been busy doing adult things. And adult things are irritating and stressful. I have only had a single empanada and smoothie today. And now these chips. So, but I don't want to leave you guys hanging. So, I'm about to cook dinner, which I'm also not happy about. Because in reality, I really just want a beef hot dog. That's really what I want. But I'm going to cook some ground chicken. And we're going to season it like taco meat. But I'm going to make a taco bowl tonight. I have cilantro, lime rice. I'm going to make some ground chicken, herb cheese. I'm going to be using Greek yogurt instead of sour cream. Should I make black beans? I should make some black beans. Corn? Yeah, why not? Guys, this is my lettuce, but look, it's sprouting. It's going to seed, which means that she's done producing lettuce for the season. Just gonna I'll get four. Yeah, but she was good to me this season. Alright guys, so it's been some days since I talked to you last. It's Sunday. I just got back from church. I got my eyebrows done. Ooh, guys, I have eyebrows again. So excited. But yeah, I've been slacking. I'm not gonna lie. I've been slacking on this video. We're way behind schedule. So I'm pretty sure this video is gonna go up late, which it's okay as long as it goes up, right? We're still gonna keep doing our hobbies, even if it's behind schedule. Like, we do hobbies in our free time. So what we're gonna do next is, I think we're gonna make this herbal tea blend because I was gifted this box. Hold on, let me get the box. Here is the box. This is how large it is. And it's full of herbs. Full of like all the things for like you to have like the beginnings of an apothecary, which I love. I'm all things herbs. You see it right there? That's all of my teas and my herbs, and like there's books in the corner about herbs. So I already tabbed some recipes in the book, but I think I want to do, yeah, I want to make this this itch relieving balm for my eczema. And then I also want to do, well, this is the thing. And then I want to do a tea blend, if I can locate it. Yeah, it's this anti-inflammatory infusion, and it requires crushed yarrow flowers and leaves and water. It's just the little flower blend, but I might add some extra stuff in there because why not? But before we get into that, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna eat, and I'm gonna figure out something to eat, and then we will dive into our little herbalism segment. Guys, we're back. It's a little later. I've ate. I went on a side quest. I cleaned the apartment. But now we're about to get into the herbal stuff, and I'm also filming a short for TikTok. So I'm really trying to figure out how I'm about to do this, film both these things at the same time. I want to start with the itch balm, the itch relief balm first. Okay, so we'll get this stuff out. I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Guys, the little box is my favorite thing ever. I know you guys are sitting kind of low. My other tripod is currently in use. But this box literally has everything in it. Like, only thing I have to add to this recipe is coconut oil. But I need to find the yarrow leaves. So this is echinacea, this is mullein, yarrow. Found the yarrow, and then we need lavender. Found lavender. What else do we need? We need coconut oil, which is not in here, but I have coconut oil. And we need the beeswax pellets, which I think, yep, these are the beeswax pellets. Cool. And so what I need is the double broiler. And I don't... It came with this diagram. But this, nope, that's not it. That's the herbs. I think the stuff is in this book, in the front of this book. I found the double broiler. This is what it looks like. So, okay, so it says, first instruction is to add coconut oil and plant materials, the yarrow and the lavender, into the double broiler. So let's do that. Everything's fine. I'm measuring out the coconut oil. So guys, we need 230 milliliters of coconut oil. I estimated as best I could. And I'm going to warm this up. Well, actually no. I'm not going to warm this up. I'm just going to go ahead and put this in the double broiler on top of the warmed water and get that started. Guys, I'm a goof. You know, this is why you always have to read all the instructions. Why does this say that it needs to infuse under low or medium heat for 6 hours? 6 hours. I'm gonna finish it, but not in this video. You guys will get the update next week. With that, let's go ahead and make our other one. Okay, so this one should only take about 20 minutes to make. So we just need the crushed yarrow flowers and the leaves and 250 milliliters of water. But like I said, I'm gonna add extra stuff to this infusion just because I know what I'm trying to target with this tea. So in my personal collection of herbs, which honestly it's dwindling, I need to go re-up on some herbs. I have passion flower. I don't need passion flower. Jasmine. Yeah, we're gonna add some chamomile into the mix. And then what did I also add some marshmallows. Okay, and I'm gonna add some marshmallow root. Don't ask me why all of these things are in here in all these different packages. The place that I used to go to, like, changed their packaging every single time I went. So for this one, we have to just put it directly into the pot. So I keep missing things. I keep losing things. So we need 1 tablespoon of the yarrow leaves in here. So we're going to do 1 tablespoon of the yarrow leaves. And it says in the instructions that as this steeps, the water will turn like green, like a bright green. But this is it's for anti-inflammatory. It's for anti-inflammatory, right? Yes. So the yarrow is in there, and then I'm going to put in, I think I'm just going to put in an equal part of marshmallow root as well. And marshmallow root is for digestion. And this is what marshmallow root looks like. If it focuses. Yeah. Looks like wood chips, honestly. And then lastly, we're going to put in our chamomile. And our chamomile is also for flavor because chamomile is a little sweet. It's a flower, so it's going to give us a little bit of a sweeter flavor to it. Also going to add in equal parts of this as well. Oopsies. This is what my chamomile looks like, just because it's all crushed up. But chamomile flowers are actually very pretty. Fun fact, growing chamomile is very hard. It is a very sensitive plant. I think I lied. I think I'm going to do 2 things of chamomile. Especially because I really don't drink this tea very often. I think that's a better depiction of what it looks like. And it's just like the inside of the flower. Cool. So we have that in there. Now we need to add our 250 milliliters of water, and then we're going to put that in on the stove and let that boil for 15 to 20 minutes. And the recipe calls for 250, but because I added all the extra herbs in there, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go in with double that, which is 500, which is exactly a bottle of water. I don't know, because I really haven't started editing this video yet, but a lot of my hobbies do involve me being in the kitchen. I do enjoy being in the kitchen. Also, about the bread, it's edible. The bread is edible. But here's the thing. I think I can do better. I think I know where I messed up. Like, it was under kneaded, and it did need more water. Like, I should have added way more water. So I'm going to try it again. Not in this video, because I also don't need that much bread in the house, because I am going to eat that bread. I made that bread. I'm going to eat that bread. Whether it turns into garlic bread or I use it as sandwich bread, I'm going to use that bread. Guys, the stuff in this box, like, I really am so obsessed with herbs. It is really one of my hobbies. I really love it. Like, I have a lot of knowledge with herbs and stuff. And, like, there's mullein in here. I love mullein. If you have stuffy nose and you're always congested, get you some mullein. And then we have echinacea in here. Echinacea is a really good immunity booster. Take this like vitamin C. And lemon balm is actually related to peppermint. And did you know that peppermint was actually in the same family as catnip? Yep, sure is. Lemon balm is really good for, like, calming and stuff. Like, pair lemon balm with lavender. There's some mushroom stuff in here. My knowledge on mushrooms is really not that vast. Yeah, so we have some mushroom powder in here. We have ashwagandha. If you know, you know. We have some rosemary. I really don't know what rosemary is too good for when it comes to, like, herbals. I just know I love rosemary in my food. Love to see a rosemary. And then what else is in here? We have lion's mane. I know about lion's mane. Lion's mane is like a natural Adderall. It just helps you focus. And then we have milk thistle. I'm also not too hip on what milk thistle does for real. This jar, it comes with little jars, which I love that. And then it has these little tins in here for our bombs, which is what my bomb will be going in, you know, 6 hours from now. And in this one, we have another strainer. Come on now. We have another baby strainer. But we also have a cheesecloth. Guys, I've been wanting a cheesecloth for years. I was so excited about this. And then in our last jar, which is the last thing in here. Oh, here's a spray bottle. We have our little spray toppers for, I didn't show you guys this. For this black box that comes with our amber jars. And these are for our tinctures, which I'm very excited about. How adorable! And then one of them came with little labels in it. How exciting. So excited. Guys, I've literally had this box sitting in my apartment for weeks. Like weeks. I think it's been 3 weeks. But I've been waiting to film my short. Guys, there was a lot of stuff in this box. Look at my counter. Look at that. All that stuff. It looks like, I really couldn't even tell you. We have to wait till it cools to separate it from the herbs. Also, this is an update. The coconut oil is taking forever to melt because this is supposed to be on low. My patience is already dwindling with that, but I will see it through. We have to do something else. There's something else. There's another hobby I would like to do today, and I think this will be the last hobby of the vlog while we wait for our thingy to be cooled and then we can package it. Back to my agenda. So I think what we're gonna do, our last thing we're gonna do, we're gonna read, because yet again, I think I was telling you guys about it in my last vlog, but I have a book on my Kindle that is a Libby read that I had to get back off of Libby, and my subscription was up, well, my loan was up in 3 days. I then today at the end of church renewed my loan, and so now it's not due until 15th, but I gotta start working on it. So I think we're gonna go get into the reading. Where's my Kindle? I've located my Kindle. I'm sorry if my camera keeps going in and out, and I don't know why, like, it's not focusing on me. I'm important too. Guys, I really don't know what this vlog is gonna be. Like, honestly, I fear it's gonna be quite chaotic. So I double checked the recipe, and it said that it can, like, steep up to, the bomb can steep up to 6 hours. So not necessarily that it has to steep for 6 hours. So I think I'm gonna let it go for another 30 minutes, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like about an hour and a half that it's been steeping. And while we wait, we're gonna do some reading. I don't know if you guys have seen my living room like this, but welcome to my living room. Oh. Alright, update. This is what our bomb is looking like. The coconut oil has finally melted, and I think that that's going to be quite nice once it's done. And it also smells really good. Lavender smells really nice. This is what our little infusion is looking like. I think it's cooled down enough. I think let's go ahead and strain it. All these new angles today. But this is the jar. I was going to change it to a different jar, but I think because a lot of water evaporated, I'm just going to keep it in this jar. And then I want to use this strainer. This strainer, because it has the little thing in there that'll stop the herbs from getting into the liquid. Okay guys, this is what we got. Like, this is what we got out of 16 ounces of water. Like, I'm interested to know how much we would have got if I only used half of it. But I'm gonna taste it. Smells earthy. Smells minty, honestly. I'm not quite sure where the minty scent is coming from. Maybe the yarrow? Wow. wildly bitter. Like, wow. Wow. And then it like starts turning into grass. That is wildly bitter. Hold on. Hold on. Wow. Okay, so it says that this is a cooling infusion. It's commonly used to support overall well-being. It may help with menstrual discomfort, promote comfort during times of illness, and assist in managing occurring occasional fever and minor discomfort. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's nasty. That's gross. But I mean, hey, if you gotta do it to feel better, do it. I think we can definitely make this taste appropriate, drinkable with some honey. With some honey. Lots of honey. Lots of honey. In the kitchen, I went ahead and transferred over the liquid, and I strained the liquid, and I added the beeswax. The beeswax is melted, so now we're going to transfer it into our tins. These are our tins. I'm a little nervous. This liquid's kind of hot, and I'm not known for my precision. I put the balm in the refrigerator for it to dry, or not dry, but for it to solidify. This is what it looks like. I already used a little bit of it for my my short. Look at it. Hold on. Look at it. It's so nice. Guys, that yarrow, I need to look up that yarrow because why does it smell minty? Like, it's very minty. Like, I smell the lavender. I already tried it on one of my eczema spots. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I think it feels nice. I'm looking up the yarrow in my encyclopedia of herbs because I'm interested. I want to know more. Look at that. The yarrow is literally the first one in the book, in the encyclopedia. Here we are. So it says that yarrow is a native European plant with a long history as a womb healer. It is known as a something being used in starch war wombs. It has long been taken as a strengthening bitter tonic. That would explain why that, because it's a bitter tonic, which it means it's bitter, which would explain a lot of things about that infusion. It says that yarrow helps with recovery from flu and colds and is beneficial for hay fever. It is also helpful for menstrual problems and circular disorders. Yeah, so it doesn't say anything about it being in relation with mint, but at the top of the page it does tell me the family it's a part of. So maybe I'll look at mint and see if it's in the same family. It doesn't say anything about that either. They don't have similar scientific names, which means that they're not in the same family. I don't know why this is giving me like a minty scent. But with that being said, I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this probably slightly very much chaotic hobby vlog. If you made it to the end of the video, once again, congratulations to you. I will see you guys next week. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, all right? Bye guys.